Morning and welcome to News at 10. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu unveils 500 billion naira produce for Lagos off-takers initiative with strong partnerships. Federal government tags flood prevention as national security priority, deploys proactive measures. And on the foreign scene, Thailand seals border with Cambodia as 9 civilians die in clashes. And in sport, Super Eagles coach unveils 23-man squad ahead Africa Nations Championship. Now the news in details. I am Timmy Dayo. Anthony. Governors of Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, Kogi, Niger, Taraba, Jigawa State conveyed in Lagos as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu launched a 500 billion naira produce for Lagos off-taker program to boost food security, affordability and strengthen agro partnerships. Speaking at the event held at Lagos House Ikeja, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the initiative, an offshoot of the state agricultural and food system roadmap, is a local step to guarantee finance access, logistics support, connect to Lagos' dynamic food economy, create job opportunities, and increase economic returns from every stakeholder in agricultural chain. Governor Sanwo-Olu hinted that over 150 LNG 40-feet truck will be available to enhance logistics.
The fund, like we said, is not a subsidy, it's an investment vehicle that will catalyze the private capital. It will stabilize food prices and it will help completely de-risk agricultural operation across the value chain. What we're doing here is we're creating a whole new agricultural ecosystem on one that will rise from the demands of today and of tomorrow to combining our policy that will well focus to creating a financing model that would outlive us and building infrastructure that will live even for generations that are coming behind us.
Earlier in a welcome address, Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, described the initiative as not just a policy, but a bold sovereign system to empower farmers, off-takers, producers, and other stakeholders to nourish consumers as a commitment and shared responsibility.
That Lagos, Africa's largest urban consumer base, will no longer be fed by chance, but through coordination, commitment, and shared responsibility. And the 500 billion naira off-taker guarantee fund, it serves as the anchor that will give off-takers the confidence to buy, farmers the assurance to plant, financiers the boldness to invest, and Nigerians the certainty of daily nourishment.
Stakeholders at the event including the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Maihar, Minister of State for Finance, Uzoka Anit, Chairman Senate Committee on Agriculture, bank executives were optimistic that the initiative, leveraging partnership with other states and the private sector, will expand food production not only for Lagos residents but the country in general. Our correspondent Adiola Kindele reports that despite being one of sub-Saharan Africa's economic powerhouses, Lagos grapples with limited landmass for agricultural production, which makes interstate collaboration essential for the project. The Lagos State government has reiterated that the bullying of children under any guise will not be tolerated under the present administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Mobolaji Ogunlende, echoed today's stance in his keynote address to mark International Children's Day celebration for 2025, themed Stand Up, Speak Up, Building a Bully-Free Generation, held at Secretariat Alausa. Ogunlende stated that a society that protects children is a society that protects its future, stressing that every child deserves respect and love. Earlier in our opening remarks, the Permanent Secretary, Tunyi Okeosointolu, stated that the children should be celebrated not just on a special occasion like Children's Day, but daily, to make them have a sense of belonging, which the society inclusive policy of the Themes Plus agenda of the present administration has continuously emphasized. As part of celebration, the children participated in a debate and also watched a dinner movie screening with the theme, What Society Does to Us, produced by Wilson Uhorebo, which underscores the negative effects of bullying and the need for everyone to desist from the act. The Lagos state government, through the Ministry of Tertiary Education, has concluded plans to commence the Eco Digital Training Program targeting the youth population in Badagry and Ikorodu divisions. This comprehensive initiative is a cornerstone of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration's unwavering commitment to fostering robust educational advancements, cultural vital entrepreneurial skills, and information technology knowledge among the state's vibrant young demographics. The intensive training is slated to run from July 28 to August 1 and will be hosted at the Iba ICT Center, Iba Town, Iba LCDA, Ojo in Badagry Division, and Ikorodu Division Resource Development Group, CBT Center, Ikorodu Town Hall. While addressing newsmen in Ikeja, Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Tolani Sule, articulated the state government's resolute dedication to upholding a standard of excellence across all tertiary institutions. In his remarks, the permanent secretary in the ministry, Adeniran Kasali, said the investment in digital training is the bedrock of cultivating a more prosperous and globally competitive economy, which will in turn significantly enhance the overall quality of life for its youth and all residents across the state. This training is a follow-up to the earlier ones held for the youth in Yaba, Agege, and Ekbe last and early this year. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nandap, says the service legal department is pursuing disciplinary action against officers found issuing green passports to foreign nationals. Nandap stated this in Abuja at a 3-day workshop for passport control officers with the theme, Strengthening Identity Management Through Innovations in Passport Administration. She emphasized the necessity of thorough vetting, stating that passport issuance must be handled with utmost integrity, efficiency, and adherence to timelines. Nandap's statement followed discoveries by the NIS of multiple cases of non-Nigerians fraudulently obtaining passports, some for purpose of criminal activities or illegal migration. She urged officers to remain alert and involved in vetting processes, leveraging their professional experience to dictate cases of fraudulent identity using behavioral, logistics, and physical cues. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has elevated flood prevention to a national security priority with the unveiling of new anticipatory action framework on floods to move disaster response from reactive to early coordinated response. The new framework, which includes scientific and traditional data gathering methods, trigger for early action, and a consolidated budget for flood response, aims to build resilience in states and communities prone to seasonal floods. Speaking during the official submission of the draft framework and consolidated budget by the Anti-Prosperity Action Task Force, AATF, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Vice President Kashim Shettima said Nigeria must now believe in science and pursue a roadmap for disaster prevention. Shettima applauded President Bola Tinubu for his leadership on disaster preparedness, even as he also praised the Office of the National Security Advisor for coordinating the process. Earlier, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Nantewa Yutwada, said the new framework represents a paradigm shift in disaster management. The House of Representatives has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to the National Assembly seeking approval to borrow $347 million under the 2025-2026 borrowing plan. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, read the President's correspondence on the floor of the Green Chamber during plenary. According to the President, the loan is necessary due to a rise in the funding needs for the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project, whose cost increased by $47 million from $700 to $747 million. Justifying the loan request, the President said when the borrowing plan was transmitted to the Parliament, the lead arranger for financing only had financing commitments of up $700 million from lenders, stressing that the shortfall in the financing was covered by export credit agencies. It will be recalled that in May, Tinubu sought the approval of the Parliament to approve the 2025-2026 borrowing plan of $21.54 billion, 2.19 billion euros and 15 million Japanese yen, in addition to a 65 million euro grant. And now to foreign news, at least 9 Thai civilians have been killed in crossfire as Thai and Cambodian troops clashed in a disputed border area. Cambodian has been accused of firing rockets into Thai village and attacking a hospital, while Thailand has carried out airstrike on Cambodian military targets. Thailand has closed its entire border with Cambodian after telling all its nationals there to leave, while Cambodian has downgraded its ties with Bangkok, where they accuse of using excessive force. The fighting marked an escalation of a long-standing dispute between the two Southeast Asian neighbors. And now to sports. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has unveiled his final 23-man squad for this year's African Nations Championship to be co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Chelle, who announced his squad on Wednesday night, will storm the tournament with 3 goalkeepers, 7 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 7 forwards. The home-based Super Eagles will fly out of Nigeria to Zanzibar to continue the preparation for the tournament. Nigeria is in Group D with champions Senegal, Congo, and Sudan. This year's competition will run from August 2 to 30th. Now, just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us on like all the social media platforms. X the Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM, Instagram is Lagos Traffic Radio 961. You can also subscribe and watch our news and program live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 961 live on My Lagos app for timely update. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration instituted 1 billion naira tourism palliative for operative of the sector to cushion the effect of COVID-19 on their businesses? You can get more details on Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the stories. Governors of Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, Kogi, Niger, Taraba, Jigawa State conveyed on Lagos as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu launched a 500 billion naira Produce for Lagos off-taker program to boost food security, affordability, and strengthen agro partnerships. The federal government has elevated flood prevention to a national security priority with the unveiling of new anticipatory action framework on floods to move disaster response from reactive to early coordinated response. We also told you that Thailand has closed its entire border with Cambodia, with at least 9 Thai civilians killed in crossfire as Thai and Cambodian troops clashed in the disputed border area. And in sports, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has unveiled his final 23-man squad for this year's African Nations Championship to be hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbalagun. I am Dayo Anthony. Many thanks for listening.